Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm excited to have you here today. We're about to dive into a comprehensive guide on migrating from Azure Synapse to Microsoft Fabric Data Warehouse. The focus will be on strategies, tools, and best practices to ensure a seamless data migration and optimization process. Over the course of this presentation, we'll explore key steps, share valuable insights, and discuss how to make this transition as smooth as possible. Let's get started. Welcome to this overview of migrating to Microsoft Fabric Data Warehouse. On this slide, I want to highlight the key benefits of making this transition. First, the migration makes it easier for users to access their data securely. You gain simplified access without compromising on security standards, which is crucial for maintaining trust and compliance. Speaking of security, this migration also ensures that your organization stays aligned with robust security standards, keeping your data safe. Next, the process is designed to streamline workflows by reducing the need for extensive data copying. This means less hassle and more efficient data integration for everyone involved. Simplifying data processes not only saves time, but also reduces complexity for users. Another important point is cost savings. Moving to Microsoft Fabric DWH can significantly cut down on data storage and service expenses, offering organizations a real opportunity to optimize their budgets. And finally, performance gets a boost. The migration enables faster queries and supports real-time reporting, which can really enhance decision-making and operational agility. Overall, this transition isn't just about changing platforms. It's about empowering your organization with easier, more secure, and cost-effective data management. Let's start with the first key step, analyzing your existing Azure Synapse environment. It's crucial to thoroughly understand what you currently have in place before moving forward. This includes taking an inventory of all your data sources, workloads, and analytical processes. Knowing this helps ensure nothing is overlooked during the migration. Next, we need to identify roles and access needs. Who are the stakeholders involved? What permissions do they require? Understanding collaboration methods is also vital so that everyone can continue their work smoothly after the migration. Then, we review your current tools, data loading mechanisms, and network security settings. This helps us verify compatibility with the new environment and maintain security standards throughout the process. By conducting this comprehensive assessment, we can pinpoint exactly what adjustments are needed. It's the foundation that ensures a seamless and efficient migration, minimizing surprises and disruptions. Overall, this step helps us grasp what we're working with and prepares us for a successful transition to Microsoft Fabric Data Warehouse. Let's take a closer look at the prerequisites for a successful migration. First, it's crucial to understand your current consumption and resource management. Having a clear picture of how you're using your Azure resources helps you optimize resource allocation once you move to Microsoft Fabric Data Warehouse. This understanding allows for smoother planning and execution. Next, when analyzing your Azure usage, anticipate potential complexities, especially if you're dealing with large-scale migrations. Properly allocating resources ahead of time based on this analysis can make a big difference. The goal here is to minimize disruptions, ensuring the migration process is as seamless as possible. Moving on to planning for complexity, you need to ensure that your migration tools are compatible and readily available. Using the right tools is critical. They are the backbone of a smooth migration, helping to avoid unexpected hurdles. Finally, for enterprise agreement customers, there's a bit of good news. You have the flexibility to manage your licensing until your agreement ends. This flexibility helps ensure that your transition to Microsoft Fabric Data Warehouse is smoother, without immediate licensing concerns that might otherwise complicate the process. All these steps are about setting a solid foundation for your migration, making sure every piece is in place for success. Let's talk about identifying the right tools for our migration. First, licensing awareness is absolutely crucial. Understanding the licensing requirements up front helps us avoid unexpected costs and ensures we stay compliant throughout the process. Next, proper tool selection is key to making the migration smooth and efficient. Choosing the right tools means the process will be streamlined, saving us time and reducing potential issues. It's also important to consider using additional tools for data transformation. These tools not only help with transforming data, but are also useful when recreating pipelines, ensuring consistency and accuracy. Another point to keep in mind is compatibility. Using the right tools helps guarantee that the source and target environments work well together, which minimizes potential problems during migration. Finally, the Microsoft Fabric Migration Assistant plays a vital role. It's essential for transferring metadata and data smoothly. It has specialized commands that make metadata transfer more reliable, helping us maintain data integrity and consistency. All these points together help us plan a successful migration, making sure we're prepared, compliant, and equipped with the right tools at every step. Now, let's look at the next step in using the Migration Assistant, metadata transfer commands. On this slide, we're focusing on step 3, which is confirming that the target cluster setup matches our expectations before we move forward. This step is crucial because it helps us safeguard the integrity of the entire migration process. By ensuring that everything aligns properly, we avoid potential issues down the line and make sure the migration meets all our requirements. Next, we have step 2, which is about migrating the metadata. Here, the system scans the source cluster to list all the items that need to be migrated. Think of this as a pre-check. It helps us verify what's ready to go and highlights any potential issues before we start the actual transfer. This step ensures that the metadata moves accurately to the new environment, avoiding duplicates unless we decide to manually delete them. Finally, we have step 1, which is evaluating the source. This initial phase sets the foundation by assessing what's there and preparing for the migration. When we follow these steps carefully, we make sure the process runs smoothly, with minimal disruptions, and that our data and metadata are correctly transferred to Microsoft Fabric Data Warehouse. Let's talk about validating metadata transfer, which is a crucial step in our migration process. First, we want to compare item counts between the source Azure Synapse environment and the new Microsoft Fabric Data Warehouse. This helps us ensure that all metadata items have been transferred successfully and that nothing is missing. It's a simple yet powerful way to catch discrepancies early before they cause bigger issues down the line. Next, we review the configuration settings. This step is about double-checking that the setup in the target environment matches what we planned. Ensuring the configurations are correct confirms that the metadata is not only transferred, but also configured properly for your workflows. Then, we run sample queries on the transferred data. This is an important step because it verifies that the data is operational and functioning as expected. If there are issues, we can identify and address them early, which saves us time and effort later. All of these steps come together to safeguard data integrity. Validation helps prevent downstream problems, ensuring the overall quality and usability of your transferred metadata. Remember, thorough validation is key to a successful migration and a reliable data warehouse environment. Let's take a closer look at some of the common issues you might encounter when migrating security objects. One of the more challenging aspects is dealing with SQL-authenticated users. These can be tricky because their security settings don't always transfer smoothly, which can potentially compromise the integrity and accessibility of your database after migration. Next, we have T-SQL script failures. Sometimes, scripts just won't convert or run properly in the new environment. This can result in incomplete data transfers or errors that might cause you to have to redo parts of your migration, which is obviously not ideal. Finally, there are metadata migration failures. These often happen because certain T-SQL code is unsupported or incompatible with the target system. When this occurs, it can disrupt the seamless transfer of your database structures and data, causing delays and additional troubleshooting. Overall, understanding these challenges helps us better plan and execute our migration, ensuring a smoother transition from Azure Synapse to Microsoft Fabric Data Warehouse. When you're troubleshooting issues with Migration Assistant, don't hesitate to reach out to Microsoft support. Getting expert help can make all the difference, especially when facing complex problems that are hard to resolve on your own. Remember, professional assistance ensures that tricky issues are handled effectively and efficiently, keeping your migration on track. Another important step is to examine the migration logs. These logs are like a detailed report of what happened during the process. They provide valuable insights and can help you pinpoint exactly where errors occurred, making it easier to address specific problems quickly. If you find that conflicts or issues persist even after reviewing the logs, consider resetting the settings to their default configurations. This simple step can often resolve stubborn problems and restore system stability, giving you a clean slate to work from. It's also crucial to keep your Migration Assistant software up to date. Installing the latest version means you benefit from bug fixes and improvements, which can significantly reduce errors and improve overall functionality. Finally, always ensure that all system connections are properly established and that the software versions are compatible. Verifying these details up front helps prevent initial setup issues and ensures a smooth, seamless migration process from the start. Now, let's take a closer look at the different data transfer methods available during this migration process. There are multiple ways to optimize both transfer speed and reliability, and choosing the right method is crucial for a smooth and efficient migration. These techniques help us maintain data integrity and ensure high performance as we move large volumes of data from one platform to another. One key method involves loading data directly from Azure Data Lake Storage into the Fabric data warehouse, which is essential for enabling quick data analysis and operational efficiency. This step allows us to leverage the power of the Fabric environment for insights and decision-making. Another important phase is the ingestion process, where we extract data from the Azure Synapse dedicated SQL pool and securely store it in ADLS. This staging step is vital because it prepares and secures the data before further processing, ensuring everything is ready for a seamless transition. Overall, understanding these methods and phases helps us optimize the migration, minimize downtime, and keep our data accurate and accessible throughout the process. Now, let's talk about the data transfer during the staging phase. This is a crucial step in our migration process. First, we extract data from dedicated SQL pools in Azure Synapse. This step is essential because it prepares the data for the next stages, ensuring it's ready for processing and storage. Once we've extracted the data, the next move is to store it in Azure Data Lake Storage Gen 2 as Parquet files. Using Parquet is a strategic choice because it optimizes both storage space and retrieval speed, which will be very helpful later on. After storing the data, the next important task is to prepare it for efficient ingestion into Microsoft Fabric. This involves organizing and partitioning the datasets. Proper organization and partitioning set the foundation for seamless and faster data ingestion, making sure the entire process is as smooth as possible. In summary, this phase focuses on extracting, storing, and organizing data effectively, steps that are vital for a successful migration and for leveraging the full power of Microsoft Fabric down the line. Now, moving on to the ingestion phase, this is where we finalize the data's availability for analytics and reporting. Essentially, this step prepares the ingested data so that it can be turned into actionable insights and support informed decision-making. A critical aspect here is ensuring that the data is analytics-ready. That means validating its completeness and correctness after the ingestion process. We need to double-check that nothing is missing and that the data is accurate, which helps maintain the integrity and reliability of our data for analysis. Another key point is schema alignment. We want to make sure that the structure of the data from the source matches what the target system expects. This step guarantees compatibility and smooth integration during ingestion, preventing issues down the line. Finally, when it comes to actually loading the data into Microsoft Fabric Warehouse, we have efficient methods like using copy commands or Azure Data Factory pipelines. These tools help us transfer Parquet datasets in a structured and efficient manner, ensuring our data is loaded cleanly and quickly for analysis. All these steps are crucial to making sure our data is ready and reliable, supporting the overall goal of delivering timely and trustworthy insights. Now, let's delve into some advanced data transfer techniques that can really make a difference during migration. These methods are designed not only to optimize performance, but also to maintain high data quality throughout the process. First, we have DBT, or Data Build Tool. Think of it as your automation engine for data transformations. It manages the entire workflow and is specifically tailored for Fabric warehouse environments, ensuring seamless integration and efficiency. Next, there's CETAS, which stands for Create External Table as Select. This technique converts your tables into Parquet files, which are then stored in ADLS Gen 2. Using Parquet files helps optimize data handling because they're efficient for storage and fast for querying. Finally, we use Copy Activity with the partition option. This approach splits large fact tables into smaller, more manageable chunks. By doing so, it enables parallel transfer, which significantly speeds up the migration process and improves overall efficiency. Together, these techniques form a comprehensive strategy to ensure your data migration is both fast and reliable, aligning perfectly with our goal of seamless and high-quality data transfer. Ensuring data integrity during migration is absolutely crucial, and this slide highlights the key steps to achieve that. First, we need to focus on detailed planning and environment assessment. This means thoroughly understanding what the migration will entail, identifying potential challenges, and preparing accordingly. By doing so, we set a solid foundation for a smooth transition. Next, data mapping and transformation come into play. Careful mapping of data ensures that everything lines up correctly in the new system, and any necessary transformations are handled beforehand. This step is vital for maintaining data accuracy and compatibility during the migration process. Then, we use an incremental migration approach. Moving data in manageable batches helps minimize errors, reduces risk, and gives us better control. It's like breaking a big task into smaller, more manageable parts, which makes troubleshooting easier if issues arise. After each step, thorough testing and validation are essential. This allows us to quickly identify and fix any problems, making sure the data remains intact and reliable throughout the process. Finally, continuous monitoring and optimization help us track progress, address any emerging issues, and keep the migration efficient. By constantly refining our approach, we ensure the integrity of our data and a successful migration to Microsoft Fabric Data Warehouse. Let's talk about some key security considerations when migrating data from Azure Synapse to Microsoft Fabric Data Warehouse. Continuous checks and action tracking are essential here. They help us ensure the integrity of the data and keep everything accountable throughout the process. This ongoing oversight builds trust and reliability, which are crucial when moving sensitive information. When it comes to data validation and auditing, Microsoft Fabric offers built-in tools that support major regulations like GDPR and HIPAA. These tools are designed to help organizations stay compliant during migration, so you can be confident that your data handling aligns with legal requirements. Integration with Azure Active Directory is another vital security aspect. It restricts access to only authorized users, essentially preventing any unauthorized access. This adds an important layer of security, making sure that only the right people can view or manipulate the data. And of course, data encryption plays a central role. Microsoft Fabric encrypts data both during transfer and when stored. This ensures that sensitive information remains protected throughout the entire migration process, giving you peace of mind that your data is secure at every stage. Now, let's talk about updating connection strings after your migration. It's crucial to save your changes carefully to avoid any connection failures down the line. Properly updating these details ensures that your data access remains uninterrupted, which is essential for smooth operations. When you're ready to save, make sure to verify everything carefully. double-check that the server names, database names, and authentication details match your new setup. This helps prevent mismatches that could cause connection issues later on. Next, you want to identify all the connection strings used in your configuration files or environment variables. Knowing exactly where these are located makes it easier to update them all consistently. Remember, thoroughness here is key. Missing even a single connection string can lead to access problems. By paying close attention to these details, you'll ensure a seamless transition to the new environment, keeping your data flowing smoothly without any hiccups. Let's talk about testing connection strings and access, which is a crucial part of migrating from Azure Synapse to Microsoft Fabric Data Warehouse. First, we use PowerShell scripts to validate connection parameters. These scripts are essential because they help us ensure that all configurations are correct and functional before we move forward. Next, implementing retry logic in applications is key to handling transient failures. Sometimes, network issues are temporary, and having retry mechanisms in place prevents disruptions and keeps the process smooth. We also rely on testnet connection to check the availability of specific ports. This step is important because it verifies that the required ports are open and accessible, which is vital for communication between systems. Additionally, DNS resolution can sometimes be a challenge, so we use NSLOOKUP to confirm that Fabric endpoints are resolving properly. Proper DNS resolution is fundamental for maintaining consistent connectivity. Lastly, Wireshark is a powerful tool we utilize to monitor network traffic and connection attempts. It allows us to identify any connectivity issues quickly and troubleshoot network problems effectively. All these steps together form a comprehensive approach to ensure reliable and secure connections during your migration process. Let's talk about the importance of monitoring and optimizing our migration process. First, it's crucial to document lessons learned throughout the project. This helps us identify what worked well and what could be improved for future migrations. Taking a proactive approach like this really enhances our overall process and reduces errors down the line. Next, adjusting our migration strategies based on real-time feedback allows us to stay flexible. If we spot a problem or see a better way to proceed, we can make quick changes to optimize results and ensure a smoother transition. Addressing bottlenecks or errors as soon as they arise is another key point. Prompt action minimizes disruptions and keeps our migration on schedule. It's all about being responsive and maintaining momentum. Finally, continuous monitoring of progress and system performance is essential. Regular checks help us spot issues early and ensure the migration stays on track. By keeping a close eye on everything, we can make informed decisions that lead to a successful and seamless migration. Let's talk about handling migration rollbacks, which is a critical part of the overall migration process. First and foremost, you want to prepare a solid rollback plan before you even start the migration. This proactive step is essential to prevent data loss if something unexpected happens. It's all about being ready for those unforeseen issues and ensuring that the migration can be reversed smoothly if needed. Understanding the challenges involved is equally important. For example, data synchronization issues can arise, and there might be some downtime during the rollback process. These factors can really influence the success of reverting your changes, so it's vital to plan for them carefully. Another key point is to conduct rollback tests in controlled environments. Testing helps you identify potential flaws before you're in a real scenario. It's about gaining confidence that your rollback plan will work effectively when it's truly needed. And of course, communication plays a big role. Make sure you clearly inform all stakeholders about the risks involved with rollback procedures and the contingency measures you have in place. Transparent communication builds trust and helps everyone stay aligned during the migration process. So, in summary, developing a thorough rollback plan, addressing synchronization challenges, testing your procedures beforehand, and keeping everyone informed are all essential steps to ensure a smooth and safe migration from Azure Synapse to Microsoft Fabric Data Warehouse. Strategic planning is crucial when it comes to controlling your migration expenses effectively. By taking a well-thought-out approach, you can ensure that your costs remain manageable and that unexpected expenses are kept to a minimum. One of the key ways to save costs is by reducing data copying and simplifying your infrastructure. Streamlining these processes not only cuts down on operational expenses during migration, but also makes the entire process smoother and more efficient. If you're already an Azure customer, you should definitely leverage the Microsoft Azure Consumption Commitment, or MACC. This can give you financial benefits and help make budgeting for your migration projects much easier. When it comes to licensing options, it's important to understand how different choices can impact your workload types and overall migration strategy. Picking the right licenses can really optimize your costs and improve operational efficiency. Speaking of costs, let's touch on Microsoft Fabric pricing tiers. For example, the Fabric SKU-F2 capacity costs around $262 per month, while the F64 capacity is approximately $8,389 per month. Power Buy Pro is priced at $10 per user, and for more extensive needs, premium capacity starts at $4,995 per month. Overall, these considerations, strategic planning, cost-saving measures, licensing options, and pricing tiers, are all vital pieces of the puzzle as you move from Azure Synapse to Microsoft Fabric. They help ensure your migration is not only successful, but also cost-effective. Now, let's look at some of the key benefits and improvements you can expect after migrating from Azure Synapse to Microsoft Fabric Data Warehouse. First, one major advantage is the ability to publish securely through integrated Power by Premium capacity. This means you can share insights confidently while maintaining data security. It also fosters better teamwork and promotes analytics-driven growth, helping your organization make smarter decisions faster. Next, cost reductions are a big focus here. By eliminating redundant storage and services, you can achieve significant savings and make sure your resources are optimized for maximum value. This not only cuts costs, but also streamlines your overall data environment. In addition, the migration helps reduce complexity and manual effort involved in data integration. Processes become more straightforward, enabling your team to work more efficiently without getting bogged down in unnecessary tasks. Finally, real-time reporting is a game changer. With data updates within 60 minutes, you get timely insights that allow for quicker responses and better decision-making. Leveraging in-memory indexes ensures faster query performance, which makes your reporting more dynamic and responsive. All these improvements align with our overall goal, creating a more efficient, secure, and agile data environment that drives your business forward. Let's take a closer look at some real-world examples and case studies that illustrate the power of unified platforms like Microsoft Fabric Data Warehouse. These examples clearly show how such platforms have been instrumental in speeding up analytics workflows. By streamlining processes, businesses can make faster, more informed decisions, which in turn drives growth. What's really compelling is how these practical examples serve as proof of the value that Microsoft Fabric DWH brings to enterprise environments. They highlight tangible benefits, such as improved performance, cost savings, and more efficient data management. You'll notice that case studies often point to how unified platforms reduce complexity. This simplification allows organizations to focus more on extracting valuable insights rather than getting bogged down in complicated data processes. Additionally, many companies report that they've experienced easier data management and better real-time reporting capabilities. This means their data handling has become more efficient and actionable, directly impacting their operations positively. And finally, several organizations have successfully transitioned from Azure Synapse to Microsoft Fabric DWH. These migrations have demonstrated significant benefits, including better performance, cost reductions, and streamlined data integration. All these examples reinforce how adopting a comprehensive, unified data platform can truly transform enterprise analytics and support sustained business growth. Let's review the key points from our conclusion and next steps. First, it's essential to start by evaluating your existing Azure Synapse setup. This means understanding its structure and dependencies, so you can identify all the components that need to be migrated to Microsoft Fabric Data Warehouse. Getting a clear picture up front helps prevent surprises later on. Next, choose the right tools, like the Migration Assistant, that can streamline and automate much of the process. These tools are designed to reduce manual effort and minimize errors during migration, making the transition smoother and more reliable. Then, move on to transferring metadata and data carefully. Ensuring accuracy and completeness here is critical because it maintains the integrity of your entire data platform. You want to make sure everything is transferred correctly so your new environment functions just as expected. After the transfer, thorough testing is vital. Validate the migrated system to confirm everything works properly. This step helps catch any issues early so you can resolve them before going live, avoiding surprises in production. Finally, prepare for potential challenges by planning extensively and testing thoroughly. Use available resources like guides, case studies, and Microsoft support to optimize your migration process. Planning ahead and leveraging support channels will set you up for success and ensure a seamless transition to Microsoft Fabric Data Warehouse.